Hello and welcome back to the Pickle Clique podcast. Rated 5 stars by. Oh well, Morty. We got a comment and I want to read it out loud because it was funny.
We got a comment? Really?
Yeah.
I need to start looking. I feel a little rude now.
I can read it right here and it's very funny.
Oh yes,
We're gonna introduce you later. We're gonna introduce you later.
No.
Okay. So, let's just quickly go through. Yeah. Welcome back to the Pickle Clique podcast. Rated 5 stars by Bruce Wayne, who says, "Finally, something to fill that big empty hole in my soul." Just kidding. Nothing will do that. Great podcast though.
Wow.
Thank you, Bruce
Damn,
Wayne.
Okay.
What a comedic
Thank
genius.
you to Bruce Wayne, our first ever comment, I believe.
Yes, except for Lucy's, of course.
That is a smiley face.
Yeah, she commented a smiley face right under that.
Wow.
Nice.
And that was on
Even funnier.
Yeah, but on the other hand, guys, we got 2 comments on the video.
You got 2 comments.
Yeah.
And one of them is from Bruce Wayne.
It must be a world record.
It must
we
be.
should sign up for 2
You have
world
Batman
records.
watching your podcast.
Yeah, Batman.
Most comments.
Wow.
And first ever comment where Bruce Wayne has ever replied to.
I'll call Guinness right after this.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Speaking of, we can, or not we can, but we should introduce you.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Or you want to introduce yourself maybe?
Alright. My name is Mika. Am I the second guest?
Yes.
The second guest, yes. On this
You're not
amazing
special.
podcast. And I'm very honored to be here. Because this is gonna blow up and I'm gonna be not famous.
Okay, never mind.
Because you guys are the famous
Your
people.
second-hand famousness.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it
Amazing.
happens all the time. Think about David Dobrik. You know, his assistants wouldn't be nearly as famous without him.
Yeah, exactly.
Could I get some money if you succeed?
No.
Depends.
Oh.
You know, if you
Depends.
sue us on this like video, if it if it makes like I don't know, 100 euros. I don't know how much that is in Swedish.
It's 1,000. A bit over 1,000.
1,000. Okay.
Yes.
Then you could say, oh, well.
I want a third of that.
I would like to. Yeah, you are actually allowed to say, oh, because. You know, you could say because of me. This is the reason. Yeah. Then you could claim money, which has happened actually to a couple like YouTubers and whatnot.
Yeah, so you could say that, but
and I'm
it's
gonna
not like
also sue you for the damages of not letting me, get the money to begin with. The damages
like
of
if we say no,
my
then we
brain
have to,
damages from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Say
My
say
psychological
he, like,
health
requests-
Yes.
issues. So I'll sue you for
Oh,
like
wow.
1 million. Sounds good.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think you guys understand the gravity of this issue we're dealing with currently.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You're gonna lose a lot of money.
Anyways, yes. Right now.
That is the weirdest intro ever.
No, we still haven't really fully introduced him, have we?
Oh no.
We haven't fully introduced him. That's true. Okay, Mika, tell us about yourself.
Who am I? I'm
are you?
a member of Jesper's old class, basically.
Wow.
Is that all there is to you?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
you were the
yeah.
highlight of his life, Jesper.
Damn. I am honored.
Yeah.
You're my. Oh wait.
Oh wait, we can't say that.
Hey.
Oh no.
We can't say that.
Oopsies.
Oh no.
Okay.
We cannot do the swear.
Yes.
You can't avoid swearing with me around.
Okay, well I did say a swear word, but
Can I also say one then?
No, it's for comedic purposes.
Yes.
All right. Anyways,
Well, beep it out.
now that you're fully introduced, Mika of my old class.
Yes.
Just gonna really quickly say, Mika here is a Swedish boy.
The very Swedish.
The very Swedish boy.
That was the worst Swedish accent I've ever done.
You've done worse. Don't
Have
worry.
I? Alright.
But
I should do more Swedish accent now.
Yes.
Kind of like this instead.
Yes, let's
this
trick
is
our
better.
audience. Let's trick our audience. So, Mika here is Swedish,
Yes,
and
I am.
how are we doing a podcast with a Swedish guy? We're over Discord.
Hey!
Yeah.
And he's also in Sweden now.
social
Jesper's also in Sweden.
distancing.
Hey, let's hug. Social distancing.
Hey, but we've tested positive.
Positive, yes.
Negative. Oh God. Sorry, my positive mindset got in the way. No, I am currently in Sweden here with Mr. Mika, and we're gonna bring Mr. Mika back to the Netherlands. So he'll probably be a guest on our podcast for 2 more episodes, actually.
Oh my!
That is exciting.
Double podcast. Host. What? No guest.
Did you say host? Am I taking
no,
over this podcast?
What? I don't know what you're talking
about.
No.
You're all my slaves now.
Okay.
Give me a drink.
Anyways. I don't have a drink. I wish I did.
Oh, I was about to swear there.
You have a lot of
Anyways, okay, let's go on to
I'm gonna drink this.
Are gonna be talking about this episode.
Let's listen to Morty.
Which we have completely planned.
I have the things. I have the things here written down from last week.
Okay.
We have guys ... Don't hit me up. Within quotation marks.
What?
This is something we're gonna go through with you, and then we have toxic masculinity.
Should I listen to the other podcast?
No. With having introduced you, let's start with toxic masculinity. So.
I want to talk about toxic femininity instead.
No, dude, no. Please just toxic masculinity. The word none of us can say correctly.
Toxic I couldn't say I couldn't even say toxic. Toxic masculinity. I could do it.
Okay, so
there you go.
Wrinkly brain.
I'm gonna.
Or like you'd say, shrinkly brain.
Shrinkly brain is yes, big shrinkly. Okay, so guys, quickly just giving you the Wikipedia definition of toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity is thus defined by adherence to traditional male gender roles that consequently stigmatize and limit the emotions boys and men may comfortably express while elevating other emotions such as anger. This is very
read.
It's so difficult for me to read and talk and say today.
Maybe you should get checked for dyslexia.
Back to toxic masculinity.
Yes.
And not your tram situation, which also is a very funny concept. If you guys know what like tram. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what did we want to say about this?
I mean, okay, we can quickly start off with. I have a question that I'm gonna throw into the mix of this, just to start it all off. Do you think that toxic masculinity is more frequent now, or like back then, like 50 years ago, for example?
I think it was more frequent.
It's more frequent now because then it was just the norm. Today, it isn't, and that's why we have a name for it.
The things that are called toxic masculinity were more common then.
Yes.
But they weren't called toxic masculinity back then.
But I still believe it's a big issue today, because
men can't talk about their feelings.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Mika has a lot of bottled up emotions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, kind of very true.
I'm a little split on this completely. As in, I feel like toxic masculinity. Because if you watch movies, I don't know. I feel like, or like if we go throughout history, I guess maybe is like. You know, I mean, I know this doesn't... I mean, maybe it can. I don't know if I'm completely right. But, like, say... You know, there were... Back then, I guess, there was, like, more like... This is how guys should act. This is how girls should act.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As in, like... Before, being gay was just not okay. I'm not saying that's part... I don't know if that's part of toxic masculinity, but still, like...
It is.
You know,
so
like, a guy should like a girl, that's...
It was more common. That's why I
Yeah,
said
no, but then... Yeah, okay. But then again, I feel like it could also be more... common now because of social media. It's just like you can put it out there and then you can get attacked from someone that lives somewhere on the complete opposite side of the world.
Yeah, very true.
So that's I just wanted to say that that is a thing.
You're very knowledgeable, sir. I have to say that it's extremely.
Are you a teacher or something?
Oh, yes. I actually have a degree in
social studies.
Social sciences.
Are you
taking
I actually
ESS?
don't have. I shouldn't say that because that's a little disrespectful to the people who do actually work for that. But
are you a professor?
Yes, I am your professor.
Oh God.
That sounded kind of
I'm not
like an innuendo.
Well, I think I think you covered it pretty well there, Morty. Toxic masculinity, you know, it's like
it's not good.
It is what it says, toxic, and it's like toxic masculinity. So,
well,
for example, if I were here with Mika and
I just punched you out of nowhere.
Mika punched me, and I was close to tears. He was like, "What? You're gonna cry?" Like,
oh yeah,
that's toxic masculinity, wouldn't it be?
As in, like, boys don't cry.
Yeah. What I really don't like is I kind of feel like all masculinity is by some considered toxic masculinity now, even though there are parts of masculinity which is good. I think it might be more noticeable here in Sweden than in the Netherlands.
You will have to explain that because I'm a little confused.
Yeah,
things that are just considered more manly than womanly in a way have been
feminine and masculine.
Yeah, exactly. Have been, well, not really, but more people have started to see that nothing about masculinity is good. It's something I've felt in some ways, that some people just say all men are bad, everything about men
I don't feel like that's saying that something is toxic masculinity. That's just someone being very critical. But
yeah,
I mean,
but I think it's them thinking that all masculinity is toxic.
Yeah, but we can just discuss this. I mean, saying that would be wrong, of course, because it's like saying all femininity. All women stuff are toxic.
All women stuff are bad stuff.
Yeah, you know we would be incels for saying that, and and we're not, because, like, well, I mean, this is something you could discuss. This goes back to what we talked about last week, which you don't know much about. We talked about how
I'm getting a parenting attack now because like. I don't know this stuff.
I'll tell you.
It's okay. We can teach you.
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay.
Tell me.
So last week we mentioned how there's like these parents, these famous people who are making their child grow up. Morty mentioned how
non-binary.
Exactly, and we were discussing how
do that.
We were discussing how this is either good or bad.
You shouldn't make someone grow up like that. You should treat them like a normal person.
Well, that's also
right. No,
so the extreme.
What?
But, like,
yeah,
what we said was just what we basically said was let them live their life as children.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Now.
That's what I meant with treating them like normal people. I don't say that non-binary aren't normal, if that's what you thought it was.
No.
What I was saying.
Of course.
I just mean treat them
like to their
like
gender.
they want, kinda, in a way. Like what they feel
I would for me, I would raise my children if they're born a guy like with a penis.
Yeah.
Then.
That's funny word.
Okay, come on, boys. We're not in third grade anymore. We've
Who says we're not?
We've leveled up to 4th.
Well, next year we are in I am at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no. So I would raise them as how they were born. But if they come to me and say, okay, I don't feel like a boy, I feel like a girl, then I'd be more than happy to accept that. But I feel like to take them out of confusion as a child, I would raise them to what their gender is. But I wouldn't like force in as in pink doesn't go with guys. Like if you're a guy, you cannot like pink.
I wouldn't say
purple.
anything is. I wouldn't say to my child, this is not. If I have a boy, for example, I wouldn't say, no, you shouldn't do this. That's only for girls.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
Right,
I would let them do what they want, express themselves like they want.
Exactly. This is what we talked about. For example, Morty mentioned how he wanted to wear pink, and people were saying like, "Oh, that's a girl thing."
I love wearing pink.
I have. Yeah,
pink is a great color.
Yeah, I don't know if I got to mention it last week, but I also just want to quickly say I think pink is a nice color.
Just wants to fit in.
I want to fit in, guys. Pink is a nice color. I think that too. I always thought that. No, but as a little boy, I grew up, and this was more of a social thing, though. This is not something my parents taught me, but when I was a little kid, I was like, pink is for girls, and that's what I said in school. But then when I came home, I wouldn't say that because I was scared what my parents would think.
I actually kind of went to a kindergarten that was specifically made to destroy gender stereotypes.
I mean, that makes sense, though.
Yeah, it does.
I think gender stereotypes are just stupid, and we talked about this last week as well.
That is something I have. I don't see in a way. Well, I guess I could see kind of why someone wants to be trans, but the reason I would never want to be trans is, even if I felt like what's classically called feminine, I still wouldn't care about the gender I have. The gender I have does not matter in any way to me.
Yeah, but some people it really
yeah,
does.
to some, exactly. That's what I said. I can understand it for some people.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think that might have been because how I was brought up in that kindergarten, though.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, these are healthy discussions that we want to do in this podcast, and here we go talking about the toxic masculinity. Three guys.
Wow.
In a group chat. Guy, hey, bro, you can cry on my shoulder if you want to, bro. Bro, you can just cry on my shoulder if you want to, bro.
But I feel
Morty, you know that too. All right.
What? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
If you need to cry, I got a shoulder for you.
But I feel like
Thank you.
I am pretty open. I'm pretty open with when I don't feel good. Could you say yes about that, Jesper, or do you agree? I'm more open than
I agree.
That part I don't hold that stuff in.
Exactly.
I
think
often
that's very
people.
healthy to.
It's healthy for everyone.
Yeah, to some extent, if you want to hide something because of other reasons, you know, but you should never hide something because you think I'm a boy, I can't do this.
No, exactly. When we can see that a lot of boys do that, and more, what is it in Sweden? Like 90% of all suicides are men, but 70% of people going to see psychologists are women.
Yeah.
So you can see the difference there. Boys feel the things, but they don't go and seek help, which is a big problem.
And I think that's more of an issue we have because of traditions.
Yeah, well, it's kind of toxic masculine traditions.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see it. I feel like maybe they were raised with like the boys need to be tough. You don't have feelings. But I'm not gonna say okay.
Don't
exactly
show your feelings. Don't cry. Man up.
I don't want to be that guy that like dictates how they feel. You know, I'm not gonna say they all felt that way, but I feel like that could come into account. But like for me too, I don't really connect a lot to the gender norms. I do that with air quotations, because my favorite color is purple.
Yeah, same here actually.
Yeah,
purple is an amazing color.
Yeah, exactly. And
you've seen my purple tie. I love it.
That's a nice tie.
I have not.
Let Morty talk now.
Yeah, but oh, sorry. Well, I don't mind, but also I paint my nails. I don't find that like.
No.
Yeah,
You
in
had
my
a whole.
eyes, I don't find that like feminine at all. I see it's fine to do that.
It's like if it's something you want to do, I think you should just go for it. Except there's limits.
Don't kill people.
Exactly. But that's like those should
genocide.
Those should be obvious though.
Yeah.
So, but when it comes to like personal preference,
so long as it's not immoral, go do it.
There you go. That's what? Quote that. That's quote of the day.
Quote of the day.
As long as it's not immoral, go do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But since we already kind of touched of it, I just want to also go to the guys. Don't hit me up. Topic that we talked about last time.
Explain that to me because I don't
what
know
it is. What is that?
Okay. So what we talked about, if I'm correct, we talked about like, we talked about that thing and then that thing like the whole family bringing up a child as non-binary. And we kind of touched on the subject about like faking mental illnesses. Slowly.
Do you remember, that's Morty? What Lucy is really strong about.
Lucy's very strong about that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty strong about that too. I don't know in which way she is. But
I'm
very against it.
Jess, actually, do you want to talk? Because I've kind of been talking a lot. Maybe you want to take this one, or?
I think I can quickly take. I don't really know what you want to say, but I can quickly just say.
Yeah, I'll fill in if you miss something.
Yeah, Lucy's very against that, and she brought it up very quickly. She was like, "Guys, don't hit me up," and then I wrote it down because I was like, "Yeah, this is something we should bring up actually, because this is a big issue."
Yeah.
But yeah, Morty, go ahead and say what you were gonna say.
All right. Okay. So I just quickly want to say, if I like, this is about. I'm really quickly going to say this to you, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. But this is about the how people are kind of self-diagnosing themselves with like
yeah
mental,
exactly.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So this is the right thing. So Lucy, our last guest, felt really strongly about this. I don't know what her personal connection is to mental illnesses, but she is frequently on social media on TikTok, and she said to us on that day of when we recorded that podcast how she sees so many people nowadays kind of like self. What would the term be? They
diagnose.
Self-diagnose themselves with traits of being depressed.
Yeah. So basically, what I think, if we look at exactly the sentence as well, the quote is like exactly, guys, don't hit me up. And what I think we kind of talk about then is like seeking attention and using that as a tool for attention.
Right.
So you're like, you'd randomly post, guys, don't hit me up on your story. I'm not feeling good, and then like you want people to text you and be like, hey, are you okay?
You want you say don't do this because you actually want them to do
right.
this.
And also what I see sometimes when I go through my feed is it's like I'm not going to say 100% these people aren't going through something, 100% these people aren't depressed, but I never know. But and that's why people, like, when it comes to online, people are going to be asking about it, making sure they're okay and everything, because everyone,
you don't want to be a shitty person.
No.
Will want to do something. Yeah, everyone will want to do something if they ever have the chance. But then on TikTok, you're getting, like, nowadays, how on TikTok it's like, it's constantly changing what, like, a trend is. And it started being like, I started seeing a lot of people being like, oh, my days, and my life isn't been going well, or I'm gonna watch this movie before I end it all, and blah blah blah. And then it gets a couple thousand likes, and then a bunch of people in the comments, don't do this, I'm your friend, I'm here for you, blah blah blah. And of course I'm like, oh great, I'm like, oh great, these people are not getting their support, but they're getting people to, like, come to them. But then, I hope this doesn't, like, come off as me being a bad person, but, like, I really do question, like, is this them actually, are they actually feeling this way, or are they just using this?
I don't feel like TikTok is the place to air your depressive feelings.
Okay, right. Well, this is a very, I feel like, there's not many ways to be offensive about this, because you gotta be kind of blunt to bring it up.
Yeah.
And what you said last week, what stuck with me, I think you said that what is it? That because people use the word depressed to such extent, so frequently, like, oh, I feel a little bad, then they say, oh, I'm depressed. Oh. That makes the word depressed seem like less
Nothing.
bad.
Yeah. That was me.
That you said that, and I found that interesting, because that's really true. If you think about it,
I agree. Depressed have lost its meaning in a way.
Exactly,
because to me,
if you're actually.
Oh, sorry. I know who's going. Okay, sorry. Really quickly, I just want to say it, because to me, when someone says, "Oh, I'm depressed," I just feel like they're having a bad day. Blah blah blah. They could be in a depressed mood, so they're not that happy. But I don't see. Like now, I don't really see, like, oh, I'm depressed, such a big thing. Like, but if someone says, I've been battling depression with a year or 2 years, then I know, like, it's the full scale. Yeah, that's like really, like, if you're gonna have to constantly be battling with it for 2 years, and I know that's like something heavy. But then if someone says just, oh, I'm depressed right now, then it lightens it so much that I kind of don't know where the word depression actually lies on, I guess, a scale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also think I also really think that it makes it more difficult for people who believe that they are, because either that they don't want to be that kind of person to post that, because this or that, or I also think that it might get harder to do that.
I felt that.
No, I maybe it might get, like, harder for people to do that, to come out about it, because I mean, this is something that I bet is difficult to tell people about.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that if you as a person are going through it, and then you see people posting it, then you think, hey, other people are also going through this, so I'm not special.
No, true.
And especially when you start out with a mindset that's very negative about yourself, that's just gonna make things worse.
Yeah.
So I really think that people using depression to the extent that people use it nowadays, it's just, it's not beneficial. It's if you are battling depression, you need help, and you should come out about it.
You should go to the right people.
You should get the help
also
you need.
something
I don't think the way
about.
to do it is just tell everyone, "Oh, I'm depressed." The way you should do it is maybe go to one very close friend.
Yeah.
And start talking like why, and I don't know.
Okay,
Seeking help, obviously.
I'm gonna hop in right
Morty.
here if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if this is like okay with me to say, but okay, I mean, yeah, I'm not naming people, but so for me, I don't fully understand going to a friend with your depression, because I mean, I do, like you're comfortable with them, and it's like you can let it out on them, and they can be there and support you. But for maybe it was like how I am, because as a person, I subconsciously make everyone else's problem. If they give it to me, I want to solve all of it, no matter what, But so I've had a couple of friends, right, that have been dealing with depression, or in the past they've been dealing with depression, and then they come to me. I'm not an expert at all, and so my first thought to them is always get professional help, but they won't accept that, and I'm not going to force them into something. So then I put all this kind of pressure onto myself, as in, okay, they're depressed, how I need to help them, and that does put a lot of pressure. It did put a lot of pressure on me when when I was friends with these people, and it was kind of like only give on my side, and then they take, but then they reject after, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense. I feel like so what you're trying to say is seeking help from friends first, maybe then.
Yeah.
No, exactly. But I don't say this in a bad way.
Don't put it all on a friend.
I don't want, if you are depressed and you're listening to this right now, okay, I completely say yes in the beginning. Tell your friends exactly what you're feeling, because maybe they'll be able to like open up to it and say, okay, I understand completely how you're feeling. Let's get to the bottom of this, and say like, okay, you're sad about this. What is a change you can make? Okay, you can make that change. Does it work? No, it doesn't work. Okay, then maybe you should go for professional help. I completely, they're professionals for a reason. They study this and they know what they're doing. A little 14, 15-year-old kid or 16-year-old kid is not going to be able to help you, because 9 out of 10 times going to be feeling the exact same way about something. So, you put it onto them, but they're feeling the same way. They can't bring you up. You're just bringing each other down in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I got very connected to that.
Really see that.
Yeah.
Well, I think all of us can see ourselves in that position.
Yeah, definitely.
To some extent.
Yeah, to some extent at least.
Because, I mean, teens do regularly during puberty hit these lows and do at some point battle depression.
Right.
True.
But I feel like I think, and this is all hypothetical, of course, but isn't there like a small chance that it's so much easier to say I'm depressed than saying I am going through depression, I'm battling it this many times a week for this many years, like taking that extra time to add those details makes it like harder. Imagine when you've done something bad when you were a little kid, and you were gonna tell your parents about it. You'd rather just go through quickly, right? You'd rather just get it done, get it over with.
Right. No.
So,
okay. So my initial two things is hide and lie about it, or just rip off the Band-Aid. Say straight up, this happened.
We are back.
Just give it a little moment so it's easier to cut. So
that
sorry.
Was just me mother.
We're back. Mika's mother came in. Yeah. Go on.
Sorry for a look at. No. Well, yeah. No. So exactly what I just said before. We have to go through that cut. Is my first initial two things to do is to hide and lie about it, and just rip it off straight away as a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
So I completely get where you're coming from.
Yeah, so I just feel like people using it indirectly, because of course, if you say that, it feels less charged. You know, if I say I'm depressed now, if I go to school tomorrow and I say, guys, I'm depressed, they'll probably see me, oh, you're like a little sad, right?
Yeah.
That also
maybe
links
sad
to
for
like
2 days, but it's
yeah,
not one of
that
them.
yeah,
Exactly.
that also kind of links to it as being like what we just said before. You know, how it's being used so much that it kind of lightens that word.
Yeah, and then, you know, because that's so much easier, than now, instead of that, Mika, I accidentally, what's your favorite belonging?
I have no idea.
I
Say my watch.
I accidentally broke Mika's watch from generations and generations back, and I have to tell him, wouldn't it be easier for me to just go, I'm sorry I broke your watch, rather than, I had your watch, I tripped, I dropped it, and I fell on top of it, and it cracked, and I picked it up, and I got really stressed, and I came back to you as soon as possible, but it's broken now. The difference is so big, actually. It just the words already make the difference so big, and so much emotionally harder on the person. And I feel like people now then using depression, for example, but other mental illnesses as well, for attention, like ADHD, for example. You know, self-diagnosing with anything, I don't think it's good. Of course,
thing.
if you do feel bad a lot of the times,
and have felt bad for years and years.
yeah, well, not years and years, but just really felt bad for a while, I would say just a couple of weeks should be enough. Then you should talk to your friend, a close friend of yours, about it.
I've been battling with something, and I've been feeling really bad.
Well,
not
even that, I just think that, you know, if you've been going through something for a couple of weeks and it's not really getting any better, you should talk to a friend about it. You should be like, hey, I've been feeling like this for a while. Can you help me kind of look out for signs, maybe, or something like that? And then, if nothing changes during the next couple of days, because it has to be soon. You have to realize soon what doesn't help. And if your friend can't really help, or your close friend, you know, like you said before, Morty, it's not. Then the best choice is to look for professional help.
Yeah,
that's simply the best choice.
You shouldn't treat it like it's your friend's job to fix it for you, and the friend should also
not
try
feel
it.
that.
No, I think it's kind of hard for the friend not to take it onto themselves, but
especially if it's a good friend.
Yeah.
You'd notice that if you're so if you are going through something like this and a friend of yours is helping you as best as they can, you know, you should be grateful for that friend, and then you should talk to that friend, and you should try to, if you can't go get professional help about it, maybe you should ask them if they can go for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And I think that I think this also ties in with toxic masculinity, because, like, hey, men can't be depressed. And what you talked about in Sweden, suicide rates, 90% of them are boys, but only 70% of the people who go to therapy are girls.
Yeah, which is really messed up.
It is really messed up.
And you also mostly hear about girls committing suicide. I feel like it's a bigger. It's really like a bigger thing.
Yeah.
Almost sadder to society in a way. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the reason.
That is? Because when I think of like suicidal people, this might just be purely from like my like history with like this topic.
Yeah.
I like in my head I see like teenage girls. That's like a big.
I think.
But I know that's both guys and girls.
I kind of do that
like,
too, but I think
the image in my head for this is just girls.
I kind of get that too, but I think that might be also a bit from pop culture.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I don't see that though.
Really?
Ha! I'm special, guys. No,
not in a good way.
Screw you, gender norms.
No. For me, actually, this is family history, which I won't delve into, as we don't have too much time left. But for that and for my past reasons with some friends of mine, I would see a boy being more likely of it.
Yeah.
No, I would see it pretty even, but I'd see a boy more likely, because girls are so much more ready to seek help and give help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that is
right.
also what we see in statistics.
Yeah, and boys give a pat on the back, boys don't cry kind of thing, you know?
You hit on my shoulder, hey, man up.
Yeah, exactly, man up, you know, that kind of stuff.
And I hate the phrase man up.
It's an amazing phrase. It can solve.
Hey, man up.
It can solve all your issues in one go.
That's our sponsor. We're sponsored by Man Up.
Man up.
Is that a company?
No, I hope not.
We're sponsored by the phrase Man Up.
Only the phrase.
Not the race.
The dictionary. What?
Not the race, Man Up.
Anyways, we have hit a couple of minutes. We're gonna cut some stuff out, so this is probably gonna go under 35 minutes. But I'm sorry, guys. I think we're gonna have to cut it by now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Morty.
You're welcome.
Now you can do the outro now if you wanna.
Me? Okay, well, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're listening to this beautiful podcast. I hope we made your day a whole lot better because we have amazing voices and a very sexy guest.
Yes.
So
Hey, thank you.
Wait.
You both are
We
very
didn't
sexy too.
we didn't give an applause. We didn't give an applause last time. Come on.
Oh,
Let's
you
give
don't
an
need
applause.
that. No.
Come on, Morty.
Okay, yeah! Woo!
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
For our
guys.
guest.
I'm so flattered.
No problem, bro.
And I can't wait to see you, Morty.
Yeah, I'll see you in a week's time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Epic.
we'll see the fans in a week's time too.
Hey.
Not all of you, because I know some of you are from America.
Oh, never mind.
Or Sweden.
Hey.
Sweden.
Sweden.
But we are meeting them now.
Okay, we should
Anyway.
definitely end that. I think, okay, we're going to end
We
that
will
here.
end it.
Bye-bye. We're extending this too long. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.